Are we back? It says I'm back. Oh, my audio says I'm back. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Last time, I swear, because this is ridiculous. Oh, I don't need to watch my own stream on my phone. Doing fine. We're doing fine. So that wasn't OBS this time. That was just flat out my internet. What the hell? Come on, phone. Knock it off. There. Okay. So hello, everybody. The ad break is going to start. We're just going to let it run this time. Man, Twitch has gotten a lot of free ads off of me this tonight. Okay, I will try to keep a positive mind and disposition and such. So, we're going to do great. We're going to do great. Okay. While the ad's running, we're going to look to see exactly what these vent covers look like. Maybe we'll move this over here for the moment. Patlabor Mecca. Vent covers. You think this would be easy to see or easy to find? Wow, that's impressive. We can buy replacement vent covers on eBay, according to one of the links. That is amusing. Lots of cool gunpla. Not really any of what I'm looking for, unfortunately. Oh well, we're gonna make it up as we go then. We're just gonna make it up as we go. Oh my gosh, that's loud. Alright, so they don't have the vent covers as far as I can tell. Thought it was in the opening. But we're going to have a Maddox 1 moment here again if we keep at it just this way. So, we're not going to bother quite with that. What we are going to do is take some measurements off of the Rusty model. Or Live Rusty, I should say. Take some measurements off of Live Rusty. And do some quick modeling. And then we're going to figure out how we want to do this. I think it'd be awesome for how we launch the stream. Part of our starting soon movie. Welcome back from ads if you're back from ads. Yes, I will be right back. In fact, take a measurement, see what we need. Getting a handy dandy ruler. Okay, we've got 130 millimeters plus another 20 for the full mount. And what are we doing for vertical? 25 to 30. 25 to 30. Okay. Time to write this down. I have to find the right page in my sketchbook for the mount. There we go. I had it all in the sketchbook already. Ooh, that is detailed too. Detailed measurements of the disk drive faceplate. That's some nice dimensions. However, it is missing the little phone jack, the little phone jack on the side. What we are talking about, I swear, if this crashes, I'm done for the night. I'm gonna play some Stardew Valley or something. Are we here? Still with a very old Rusty here. Here's what he used to look like. Do we not have a newer fake Rusty? I thought we did. Nope, we do not. So we got that one. Let's see if we can find this fake Rusty. Ah, it's a screen capture. Screen capture, where would that be? Here he is. Well, that was easy to find. No, it was super easy to find. How about we use this one instead? This is more exciting. This one comes complete with a complete with me. Oh, it was probably showing this whole time. There, we get a twofer because I chose a screenshot with with myself in it. And funny enough, in the corner back there is another Winamp underneath that Winamp. It's the little things. So we have, what did I say, 130. The entire thing with the little gray holders over here. I'm just sketching a small version. This is 130 millimeters, and we're using millimeters because my 3D printer does millimeters, Autodesk Fusion does millimeters, and Maya, which you're not looking at it, but it's on my other monitor. Maya does millimeters. We don't use Freedom units. The only time I use Freedom units is when I'm using my metalworking equipment, because that is all in decimal inches, which is its own fun thing. Is it? Is it called decimal inches? I don't remember if it's actually called decimal inches. But it is a, yeah, it'd be fractions of decimals, converted to decimals, something like that. Anyways, fun fact with that, as I continue my sketching and try to do two things at once, which does not work. Two things at once, can't even talk right. Two things at once. So, sometime, hopefully this month, I have a couple days off during the week, and I want to spend some of that time with you all. And I need to work on some robot parts here for this guy. So I was thinking we could do a live action stream. Not just live action with this guy, but live action as in I take you into my workshop and we stream from there as I use, I don't know, drills and lathes and milling machine and fun stuff like that. I don't know if I'll be using the milling machine a whole lot, but it does do very precise holes. So if anything, I'll be using it as a fancy drill press. But yes, I have some old metalworking equipment and various like wood shop type stuff, which comes in handy more often than not for this. But I want to build out the robot more, and not just add a little bit of functionality, but I mean, look at him right here. Spoiler, he's empty from the collarbones down, and I want to fix that. I want to add in a little something. We need more moving things. And wow, do I lose tracking every time that I whip my head to the side? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That is interesting that it... it must be when I go past 90 degrees. That's what it is. Because my iPhone that does my face tracking, I'm also holding a pencil, so I'm tapping my noggin here. So the iPhone is mounted above my monitor, right here. I'm pointing at it, and I'm not doing the thing where I have it like mounted in front of my face and it always records my facial expressions. There we go. But what I am doing is I'm having the iPhone do the full head tracking, so it gets the turns and everything. I am looking into setting up my webcam, which I used to use for face tracking. I'm looking forward to setting that up, or looking into setting that up to do, I believe it's called media pipe body tracking, where it does kind of an approximation of where your joints are, and get a little bit more tracking than just swaying around. Because the arms, specifically the hands, are done with a leap motion, but for the rest of the body, I got nothing. I just gotta sway, and I can lean forward and backward just a little bit. But. Yes, so in the future, building out some stuff here, and some stuff here. Oh, that's not the right hand. Some stuff here. And a workshop. I thought it'd be neat to do a little behind the scenes of the construction part. And it won't just be watching a 3D printer for like 3 hours. That's amusing to me in a time-lapse fashion. Let's see. And that's about it for me. If you find that amusing, that's perfectly fine. All right, let's get the little box there. Ooh, I didn't measure the top. It's about the same. And we're gonna say that was 20. I want to say 20. There. Super simple. So what we're going to do is I'm going to, since we can't find the reference now, I might go through my Blu-rays. Yes, I have Blu-rays of it. I was going to say DVD. I was going to go through my videos, and I might just capture the little moment that I'm looking for probably the next Mecha Modeling Monday, seeing as we're not having a lot of luck with the streaming tonight, and it'll probably go down again. But my first thought was, I would like a way to stabilize Rusty's head. Right now, he is being held in place by, let's see. Yes, this is the current setup. If you look at the other photo, this is his old neck, and he's also missing some decorations on his face. But this is the old neck. See the servo, you can't see my cursor, but that red and black box with the wire coming out of it, that's his neck servo. It is now located in the back. You can see just a little twinge of red on the your left, a little twinge of red right there. And so that's Rusty's neck servo. It's what does the up and down, or the nod, like this. The side to side, like this. that is controlled by the same model of servo, but up inside his head. So that's the only thing holding his head from tilting too far forward or backwards when he's not, or tilting at all, I should say, when he's not running. So he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there over about 6 feet away or so off of my desk here. And, not on my desk. Past my desk. It's a Monday night. Words are hard. So he's over there. And he's being held up just by the resistance of that servo motor. Just by how hard the little gears hold on to each other. Little tiny gears inside of there. All right. So what I want is brackets that will hold him in place. So if I'm messing around in the wiring inside of his noggin, usually when I do that, I usually have to have a hand like underneath the lens or the disk drive to kind of balance them out so it doesn't just go and then, stuff falls out. So I need to do another quick measurement here. How long is Rusty's neck? That's a good question. How long is Rusty's neck? About 80, and then roughly 120 tall. Ooh, that's pretty tall. There we go. So, what did I say? 80? 80 deep? 80 deep. So that is from the front of the disk drive to the neck, which you won't be able to see. I was going to look for a different picture, but you won't be able to see. I was going to hook up. You know what? Nope, I don't think my cord is long enough. Darn. I was going to hook up an old webcam so you could see him. So you could see him tonight. And I could point out things, but this should work for now, I think. We're having enough troubles as it is. Next time we'll point him out better. 80 deep, 120 from base of neck. Neck base. But yes, we are going to be doing some upgrades. Yes, upgrades and changes in the near future on the Rusty. The Rusty robot himself. Although he will join us, hopefully he will join us on Wednesday's stream. There we go. Just kind of as is. But yes, I was going to show, you know what, I'm just going to show the trailer first. Not trailer, the opening. I won't be playing it with audio because that'll get me dinged. But yes, there's a lovely Patlabor TV series. Okay, so you see right on the sides of the chest, there are vents. And when they launch the mecha from its trailer, its transport trailer, because it's a fairly realistic mecha series. So when they deploy, there we go. When they deploy the mecha from the trailers, they release restraints that hold it in place. And some of those are the vent covers that swing over the shoulders, kind of like if you're riding a roller coaster. Oh. Get ready to pause. Okay, there they are. They did show. Hello, Nix. Welcome in. We're having a night. First, Rustyland decided to crash hard, so we rebooted. And then my internet went out a few minutes later. So we had to wait for that to come back. So third time is a charm. And I was looking all over the place for tonight's project. We need something to before we launch and deploy IRL a Rusty robot. So we're gonna do a little modeling, and then maybe next time we'll take it into CAD, so I can 3D print pieces for the robot. And here's what I was looking for. I thought it was in the opening. Let's see if they actually show it moving. Nope. Nope, they don't show the, they don't show it being launched, but that's okay. I will find a clip. I will. I think Evangelion has something similar. A harness to hold the giant robots back. Although the Evangelion restraints, I don't want to use anything related to those. Those are full of all sorts of issues. Man, I do not want Rusty going berserk and bashing his face against the wall. That would be most unfortunate. But no, here we have it. Maybe a slightly cleaner picture. Oh, not Alphonse crotch. There we go. Oh, and you can. Oh, I have to have my Rusty Land loaded. I don't have my Patlabor helmet on here. But yes, so basically I'm making these. If you look and use your imagination, the power of imagination. Okay, so this is big trailer, right? These big, huge. They make it fairly realistic mecha-wise, anyways. So the trailer is very beefy. Big old hydraulic cylinders prop the mecha up into a standing position, and then they release the restraints and the power cables and such. And then the mecha just starts walking because it's now upright. And it walks as mechas do. So these pieces right here, it's like I was saying, a roller coaster harness. You know, it kind of swings over your head and holds your chest in place. Yeah. And it has the bonus of also covering the vents, the air intakes for Alphonse here. That's the mecha's name. Is it? Oh, right there it says. Haha. The AV98 Ingram. The hiragana there probably says something to the effect of Ingram or Alphonse. You know what? We can. Will this work? Let's see. Just for kicks, where is my translate function? Since we're just playing tonight casual anyways. There it is, translate. And we'll camera. Oh my gosh, it does. Okay. The font on the lyrics on the bottom are "Dreams should be your weapon." It says, well, what this whole thing translates into is Type 98 AV Ingram 1. Oh yeah, Ingram 1, yes. Name Alphonse. That is awesome. I love technology. I should go through some of my old non-translated is in Japanese manga that I have laying around, and just hold my phone up to it and just start rereading it, as my Japanese is extremely rusty. And it was never great to begin with. So that's an excitement for another day for myself. But yes, Alphonse here. Let your dreams be your weapon. That might be tonight's tagline. Let your dreams be your weapon. For me, it's my weapon against my crummy internet and GPU issues, apparently. But yes, the shoulder harness. Except mine's not going to be able to come over the shoulders because my head is so wide. So I'm thinking more like a forklift. Comes in, ha, look at this. I can use my my digital model here because it's close enough. It comes in over the shoulders. From the back or the front though? Either way, we're going to work on the aesthetics of it today. And it's going to just come in and support the head, tilting all over the place. But I'm going to make it look good. Ah, it'll swing out. I'll have it swing out sideways. That will work best. Yes, because then I can have a mount for it somewhere where I just kind of pull it back. Let's do a quick little mock-up here. Let's do a mock-up. So we know how big this is, how big the disk drive is, and we want to go around the disk drive because, yes, because that is what that was what we need to work around. So it's 130. Oh. How about 13? How about 13? We are in centimeters and not millimeters. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's how I had it set up. Okay, so we're in centimeters. So 130 by 25 and 25 and there. So this is the disk drive. And we'll plop it up in the air a little bit. So that's the disk drive, and on the side, we are just going to make another cube. And this one is going to be significantly smaller. I don't have to account for the angle. Something you might not notice. Unless you look really close. But the disk drive is actually at a slight angle. And I will show you in just a moment. Let's see, we are 20 across. So 2. We'll say 2.5 tall. With a depth of, let's do 7. Because we are set back a little bit. We could snap to the side, but that's not super important. What we do want to do is align these both together vertically. Mesh. Oh, that is super easy. We will just make sure they have the same translation. 5. -2. 5. -2. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, Nix. Just checking to see if my my chat hasn't updated here. We're still streaming. We still have internet. We're not just talking to ourselves. How are you doing tonight, Nix? Oh yes, I did say I was going to show. Do I have offline Rusty? Nope, that just says offline. Rusty Fake? We do have Rusty Fake, even though he's extra fake right now. Okay, so in Rusty Fake. There we go. I'm using a different image, so I'm actually in this one. A little sleepy? Oh, I'm a little sleepy too. A little frazzled just due to computer issues today, but I got a lot done today. Had the day off. Got a lot done. Did a little Cyber Monday shopping, so we have parts coming in for 2 different computers. Got a little CMOS battery coming in for an old laptop. Got and a power supply coming in for my old desktop computer. So I might be using that old desktop computer as my streaming part of my 2 streaming setup. We'll see how well it handles OBS. It is 13 years old. So it handled it in testing phase, but we'll see how it handles it. Because I would rather that when I crash stuff here in Rusty Land or whatnot, it doesn't take everything down with it. Snooze that ad for a bit here. But tonight, I'm going to work on that head stabilization because I want it for a practical purpose, but then I also want to dress it up a little bit for streaming purposes. So I will have to figure out how to motorize it. That's probably the easy part of this whole thing. So here's the disk drive and what looks like a little telephone jack to the side of the disk drive. Little telephone jack to the side. That is actually a DSL line filter that you used to need back in the day. Does DSL still exist? I mean, Actually, I do think DSL exists. I don't think we have it available here because we're rural, and there is a my knowledge isn't perfect, my memory isn't perfect, but I think there is a mileage, a distance limitation to DSL service. You mean routers or modems? I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, what do we have? I have no idea what our modem is. It's a special little modem thing due to our interesting internet. Are routers still technically DSL? I don't know. What is this? Oh no, that's a Wi-Fi router. I was looking over. I have Rusty's Robot Rusty is his whole system is closed. It's a closed system on an old Wi-Fi router because I have his tracking coming from a phone. So separate from my current tracking is one of my old phones. So that sends the face tracking over to Rusty's desktop computer, which is... And then there was one other thing that had to run on that. Oh, I used to run his... Sometimes. I used to run his screen wirelessly. It's working fine now wired, so that's nice. Otherwise, the monitor, his left eye was coming in wirelessly. It was very, very laggy. But anyway, so he was on his own closed network. But yeah, I don't know. I would love, and that's in future robot planning, is that when I rewrite his application, his tracking application, I will be taking this same tracking here and complete with hand tracking, maybe, and sending that over to his computer, to his control application, which controls the servos and LEDs and all that fun stuff that makes Rusty Robot move. Yeah. But we're not going to do anything that complicated today. What we are going to do is we are going to work on the deployment mechanism. Yeah. Really, it's the opposite of deployment, because it's holding them put. We're going to hold them steady instead of deploying them. But I'd love to have it motorized so that it does deploy the Rusty. Hello, Noodle Cat. Welcome in, welcome in. We are stalling. I mean, we are explaining things. Yes, I'm just waiting for the system to crash again. But oh, that's how I got sidetracked. I was explaining because we are going to be working around actual Rusty, as you can see from this this old screenshot. Actual Rusty's real life measurements, and we'll be having an ad in like half a minute here, but we'll be modeling around his actual physical physical components. I want to make something that can hold his neck put, because right now, if I work on his noggin over there, if I'm not holding him just right, he'll swing forward or backwards and dump things out, and that's not optimal. So I'm just gonna leave this picture up here for reference for now. Right in offline Rusty's spot. I even have a little piece of text somewhere in my overlay. There he is. Offline. Oh, where's offline Rusty? Ta-da! Offline. Just so that, truth in advertising or something. And it really doesn't want me to move that. There we go. Okay, so these are the dimensions. Oh, well, thank you for stopping by and saying hi. I think I saw your go live notice earlier. Did you have a good stream? We are gonna lock these. Where's the locking? We are not gonna lock around these. We are gonna work around them. Okay. You know, I have not given Balatro or Balatro. I have not given that a shot. I am not much for card games. Whether they're card games, playing card games, I should say, or TCGs like Magic the Gathering and such. At family gatherings, here in good old Midwest, at family gatherings, there's always a table or two going of sheep's head or euchre. Too competitive for me. Brain like when number go up. Ooh. I do like that kind of game. Alright, let's get these in shaded mode. Okay. Side. Front. Let's start polygonizing. Okay, so essentially we are going to put something here that will hold up Mr. Rusty. Except we want it to look cool. So let's see. We want it to look cool. So we probably have something like that. And let's go back to Patlabor. Oh, I guess he does. Yeah, Rusty doesn't have vents. So I wouldn't have the vents being shown. Unless I give him fake vents. An early version of Rusty, before he had the disk drive faceplate, he had speakers. He had a speaker for a mouth. There's a main speaker plate, or main speaker mesh, pretty much where this is, and then two little side speakers. I didn't like the two little side speakers because it looked like Kind of like the clown makeup where you have the cutesy cheeks. So I decided against that one. But the speaker mesh. Speaker mesh. And also, the real reason for the gray... Where are we? The real reason for the gray bars, the gray brackets holding the disk drive in, those originally held a mini tape player. I should see if I have an old picture of Rusty. I was going to have the mini tape player, the door that would hold the cassette, the little tiny cassette. I would have the door flap when I talk. That got to be a lot of motion. I didn't think it'd hold up. And also it was very bulky. But it would have been cool, because then I could also just eject the tape and stuff like that. So maybe in the future, I can have one of my plans, version like 3 or so, where I can change faceplates for Rusty. Specifically the mouth plates. So if I'm doing something more music-y, I can have the cassette mouth. Normally, I can use the disk drive mount. What was one of the other ones? I always recommend when you're doing designs for a character or a piece of anything, sketchbook. Maybe it's the artist. maybe it's the artist that I am, but physical sketchbook. Not just computer stuff. The tactile. Okay, so basically we are... Oops, this picture is too big. Shrink Rusty back down. So here, instead of having these come over the shoulder, we're going to have them come from the side. Kind of like, I don't know, insect grabbers. Just come along just like this. Oops, actually, from behind the head and swing to the side. Just kind of swing over the shoulders, swing forward, hold the head in place. So they don't even need to be square-ish. Now, a cool thing about these, this is one of the reasons I chose Patlabor. Love the designs, especially for the movies. If you ever get a chance, Patlabor 2 especially, even though you won't know any of the characters if you just jump right in there, but Patlabor 2 has amazing animation, especially for robotics. So, you see these things that look like screws? They are in fact screws. And I had this in mind since the early designs of Rusty. So what this is going to do, I didn't think they were flathead screws though. That's interesting. I am not going to make them flathead. I'm going to make them probably like socket head or hex head. Where to buy? The Home Depot. Thank you. I am surprised it doesn't tell me which Home Depot is closest for me. Thank you for not, thank you for respecting. Thank you for respecting incognito mode. So these guys. So it looks like a bolt. Looks like it effectively is a bolt. With this little hexagonal socket. So part that goes in. Because it's gonna look really cool when it, screws in and out. But yes, big holding pins is essentially what they are. So to release it, they unscrew out of the assembly just a little bit because they're releasing it. But what I'm going to do, yes, definitely not today. Next stream, I'm going to do a little bit off stream. What I'm going to do next stream is take the mock-up we're working on now, and we're going to use CAD next time, just so I can get the measurements right and 3D print what I need to 3D print. directly from CAD, because Maya, you can definitely create 3D models that can be 3D printed. 3D models, 3D printed. Yes, you can. But if you're looking for specific dimensions and things like threads for a bolt and such. And I just had a better idea. Yeah. I'm not going to use real bolts because those have heft to them. You know, they have a lot of weight, extra weight. But I might cheat and use not cheat, use some real components mixed with components that'll just be for costume, for visuals. And I will find a animation of this working. All the releases turn off. They launch. It's got to be like in episode 1 when they launch the mecha, the Ingram. I will find it, whether it's on the YouTube or if I have to record my own videos that I have here. Okay. Yes, that is what I want to do. Okay. So these are going to swing in from the side. They don't need to be the full size, so maybe we'll have them sit back just a little bit. Where are we? Top view. Okay, so they'll sit back just a little bit. We'll put a cylinder back here somewhere. And this is just for looks for the moment, the mock-up. Let's have one of these panels be our hypergraph, because I prefer the hypergraph to the outliner. Again, I'm a visual person. And we're going to change our pivot. I'm not going to bother with this is just a mock-up. I want to see it move, and that is easier to do in Maya or Blender or what have you. Whereas in CAD, you can make it look exactly how it's going to look in reality once it's printed or machined. That'd be crazy to do some machining for Rusty here, but I don't have anything that intensive in mind. Not for computer-controlled machining, anyways. I am looking forward to the quote-unquote hand cam stream, or the workshop stream, we'll call it. So do I still need this? Yes. Going here, going for the whole group. Should just group it. Fine. Call it holder. Call it holder for now. Call it holder for now. And we definitely want the definitely want the pivot to not be there. I do have alignment tools. I knew there were alignment tools. You just have to hover. We'll do snapping for now, though. Okay. So now, the nice part about that is, turn off pivots, or turn off, the pivot tool. So now, this does indeed rotate. It rotates the group based on that pivot point. Basic stuff, basic stuff. So let's see, what would look the coolest? Probably coming out from the side. So Oh, maybe no, the front really wouldn't have a use because there's nothing in the front. If you look at Alphonse, that's his name. In fact, it says that right here in quotes. That's his name in is that hiragana instead of katakana? Yeah. Okay. So that's Alphonse's name. Oh no, that might be. Anyways, that detail's not important. So Alphonse here, you can see it from the front. So these bolts, restraining bolts. Restraining bolts. Those unscrew. I think they spin opposite of each other, and then the whole frame lifts out of the way. We're gonna do the same thing except sideways. So I think we need restraints on the side. I would put them on the bottom, but I don't think we'd be able to see it from the camera's point of view, because I want to actually motorize this. So when we're going to launch a Rusty stream, we're going to launch Rusty, and that's going to be pretty cool. And have little bolts spin out probably from the side. Maybe I'll have something turning in the front too, like a dial or something. Like, oh, lock, unlock, I'll put that in right there. Lock, unlock. So maybe like a dial on the front. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. Front mode. Oh, I got rid of front mode. So a little dial. How big is this cylinder? Poly cylinder, radius 0.5. 0.5 is an excellent number. One of the things I like is to keep everything to ratios. It just gives it a little bit more realism if it's kind of standardized. Like, oh, this pivot shaft right here. In fact, we'll make it 0.5 right now, just to keep it the same. You know, I want it to be a realistic distance from the sides. And, you know, basically, where would realistically be in the production model, quote unquote, because it'll just look good. It gives it a little more feel of reality. And it's like, oh, this could support Rusty because it looks like it could, you know. Put this right here. Flip it 90. Okay. Not gonna bother matching the face or anything. Right about there. And roughly there. You know, I should really have snapped this to the grid. There, okay. So this is going to be our little safety dial. Not safety dial. It is going to be the lock unlock indicator. So while we're at this, let's choose this one. And do we bevel or do we extrude? I believe we bevel. No? Oh, that doesn't look nice at all. It is not beveled. Is it extrude? No, I was doing this on my other model, or on the on the Patlabor model. Funny enough. Let's see. Is it the offset? No. No. Well. Well. What was I doing? Oh, I wonder if I was doing a face instead of the I will worry about that later. That is not as important. Yep, that is not as important. I mean, I could do something like a quad draw and just draw it into. Anywho, this will be our lock unlock indicator. So this will turn, but at a different rate than the bolts on the side. Now the bolts on the side. Okay. Also, I'm going to make this a little bit lower so that it actually shows up. So maybe closer to here. We'll use the handy dandy grid right there. Now we're going to duplicate, but I have to check my, we're going to save. We haven't saved in a hot minute. We'll call this Patlabor, not head, but Patlabor restraints? No, deploy. Patlabor deploy, and we need to find more music. There we go. So now we're kind of on a roll. Duplicate. Gotta make sure my duplicate tool is reset. Because I do not want to make instances. It did do the extrude edge. It wasn't supposed to. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Now we'll save. Save it and lower this. Now we can duplicate it. And again, we're not doing this to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be. Oops. It needs to be better than that, though. So what we are going to do now is the socket head part of it, unfortunately. There is a tip for this that I saw recently, and I do not remember it. That is most unfortunate. I do not remember this. So first we're going to fix this a little bit. Where's my edge loops? Whoa, okay, that is not what I intended. Oh, man, you stop doing something for like such a short amount of time and you forget everything. Nope. And apparently everything. Come on, be nice. Why are we not edge flowing? Hmm. Poly split ring? No, no, no. I don't even. No. I am not sure what I just messed up. Well, well, well. We are having a night, aren't we? Polycylinder shape. Oh. Okay. I think I know what I did. Because it's a duplicate. That's okay. We can work with this. We can work with this. We are just extruding smallly. We'll put a bevel on it later. Make 2 divisions. Now you're gonna go all as one. Thank you for behaving. Although in reality, this would have 6 sides instead of many sides. So I could do a Boolean operation instead. Or a little bit of cleanup. We'll go with a little bit of cleanup instead. Let's see. Oh, what is going on? Did it extrude both sides? I'm having all sorts of fun tonight, aren't I? I don't know anymore. And that's okay. We're going to collapse these. I do not know why there are extra vertices. That is boggling my mind on why there are extra vertices in the way. Because I didn't extrude that again. Unless I did. Oh, apparently I did. Oh, somehow. Lovely thing about Maya is you do have histories. Okay. You do have histories. So what we're going to do here is we are going to delete. And then we're going to delete the face. Actually, we're going to leave that face. We are going to leave this lovely Engon, and we will worry about that later. Yes. Merge vertices. Merge to center. Ah, there we go. That was what I was trying to do the whole time. Where was that? Merge to center. Yeesh. Making some lovely geometry. There we go. Now we have a lovely X head. And only slightly deplorable geometry. Whoa. Whoa, no. Get back here. Get back here. Oh, that shows some interesting things for the next edge. There we go. That looks to be about a good size. Little optical illusion there also. Now we can extrude this face inwards. Ta-da! And get it ever so slight. Ever so slight taper. Not that one. Oof, it really doesn't want to do that though, does it? Offset 0.005. Okay, we could go a little bit higher. There should be a slight taper. So, part of the bolt done. We'll call this, oh yeah, restraining bolt. That's what it was going to be. Restraining bolt. Oh, and that definitely needs to be, deeper. Poly extrude vertices. Where is extrude face? There we go. local translate. So let's make that 0.2. There, we have now made a set screw, or a socket for a socket head bolt. Save that, and all of that work, we're going to delete the history. There, so now it is just a shape. And that looks really small. That looks really small. We have to give it some beef. There we go. So now it is, let's see, what would that be? 4 times the size of that. And it might be entirely too big. There we go. So that is going to be the restraining bolt. And based on this size, it's about 15 millimeters, which doesn't seem that big. But based on this ruler I have in front of me, yeah, it's pretty tiny. We are going to go larger. So, I mean, it's about the right size to go into the side of the disk drive, but, there we go. Now it looks like it's actually going to do something. Look at the size of that, crikey. My apologies for those that may have offended with my awful Steve Irwin impression. Do that, and oops. I always want to tumble the wrong edges. Okay, now this, do we have a chamfer? We have chamfered vertex. Oh, what I was looking for before was chamfer vertices. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Suppose I do need to line this up with the other bolt now. That would make it look more official. Okay, so it's hard to tell with this shading because I should really give them different materials. But we have the basis of this done. I am going to, could just extrude it, I suppose. But I think I will make another cylinder just to be safe. One. Now the mechanicals on this are going to be fun because it is a prop. So it's not actually going to drill into Rusty's head. Although, perhaps it should from a security standpoint. It could. I could make this a decent restraining system instead of just a a bracket his head sits on. We could have it bolt into or turn into him for real. For amusement's sake, in the mock-up here, we will. Okay. That. Yep. Oops. Oh well. Turn off snap. Let's put him right there for now. Yes. There. And do what we should have done in the first place. That in there. Now we can duplicate the bolt to bolt 1. And have it be right about there. No. You look at this and you're like, oh yeah, that looks like a nice sturdy bolt or something. We're going to differentiate this a little bit. Let's give ourselves hyper shade. Let's make a new Lambert. Let's make another new Lambert. I do enjoy my Lamberts. There we go. Ew, that looks way too close to the background, but it'll be fine for what we're doing. Okay, so the bolts, we are going to group them. Where's my group? Center pivot. Man, I don't do a modeling Monday for a month. There's a lot of M's there. I don't do a modeling Monday for a month and I forget everything. Bolt. What's this one? This is the lock indicator. So that can all go underneath the holder, which we'll call holder group. And they all behave themselves. Nice. You know, this could just swing right out of the way and just leave it there. But I do like the idea of it going away. Not being anywhere near the robot while he's in operation. Okay. So these fine bolts, let's see. I suppose I could keyframe them. Let's keyframe them. Rotate. Rotate Y. Key. Rotate Y. Key. Oh, we're also going to need to translate. Might as well do them individually. Translate X. Key. I could set up auto key. That would have been way more intelligent. So we've got those keyed for frame 1. And let's just do a simple 60 frames. Let's go back to frame 1 because they are not where they're supposed to be. Now we can go to 60. Because I'm too lazy to auto key. Okay, so first, bolt, negative 9.5. $9.25. And the rotation. So, which way should it go? Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Zero. Well, let's not have it go 0. Let's have it go negative, like, negative 30 or so. Nope, not that one. That was very odd. No, what I should do is have these be at, these should be separately keyed. Delete key. Where's my delete key? But I don't want to delete the key for this frame. There we go. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Clear key? Is there a clear key? Animation menu. I should be in the animation menu anyways. Key. Where's my clear? That is very odd to me that there's not a... Just get rid of key. There is. You just have to in the timeline. This is what happens when you don't do something for a good 10 years. No, that cleared out the whole darn thing. That is very odd to me. Okay. Because it's showing it's keyed. That is just odd. That is very odd. Okay. Okay. Anyways. Wow. This is what I wanted it to do. That's it. So we're going to save that. And when, actually, when that is doing its thing, we are going to key the rotation on this as well. Which rotation? Yellow. So Z. Key that to 0, and we're going to go to 65 because that is where it ends up. Key it again and make it 90? Negative 90. Nope, 90. So that goes along. It's unlocking. And then when you lock it into place, there, it does the opposite. Okay, now what I need to do is go back to part 1 here. We'll save first. And we need to indent. We need to make slight Boolean indents into this. Or should I just cheat? No, let's do it the right way. Let's do it the right way. Cylinder. About that big. How big were they? They were... We're going to guesstimate. We're going to guesstimate. Oops. Oops. We are going to guesstimate. Cylinder about this big. Hehe. We don't need to guesstimate. Because we left snapping on. And we're going to scale it up ever so slightly. And we are going to duplicate it. We're doing time. 10 o'clock. Okay, we're coming right up on our time. For tonight's festivities. Okay. Which one is this? Just gonna copy this. Copy this. Put it there. It's in the right spot. These two and this guy. Boolean. The difference. That was not. No. That was the opposite of what I wanted. Creating a new object. There we go. Oh, that is some ugly topology, but that is also okay. No? Okay, now we want... Why is it not letting me do lines very nicely? It should be selecting the whole ring there. Or the whole edge, I should say. Edge. Edge, edge. Edge, edge. No dice. Because even I want this mock-up to look a little nicer. Bevel. Tiny bevel. Excellent. And now we gotta select these lines. And then we'll bevel this one too. Bevel. That was too big of a bevel. I don't know why I didn't do the same exact bevel I did before. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. Okay. Now... let's see how it looks. Let's see how it looks now. Ooh, we should do something with this indicator. Indicator that is not an indicator. Oh, is that what I was doing? I think I might have figured it out. It was bevel. It was bevel. Okay. Okay, now we have our little indicator. All is right with the world. Let us save. And hope we didn't mess anything up too badly. Ew, yeah, it looks a little gross, but that's okay. That's okay. Here we go. Unlock. Lock. Unlock. Lock. I should have put the indicator on the top, but yeah, that's okay. Very simple animation, especially for a mock-up. Yep, this was just intended to be a mock-up of Rusty's restraints. Oh no! I booleaned the shaft out of the way too. That was definitely not supposed to happen. Yeah, the cylinder went away. Oh. Oh well. Oh well, we'll dig that out later, I guess. Oh boy. Yeah, this has been a fun night, hasn't it? Full of goofy issues. of my own design. There we go. But good enough for a mock-up. Okay, and we are going to... We're going to snooze this because we're going to get out of here. Not too bad for a... not too bad for just a... we'll call this a practice stream. A mock-up. This is not terrible for what I was intending. Oh, the geometry is hideous now because I put the Boolean operation in there. Ooh, and now that I mention it, it's looking a little threadbare at the top too. Which we'll fix later, not right now. Well, no, very simple. Locked, unlocked, locked, unlocked. There we go. You can only animate one window at a time in the editor here, but see, ta-da! This bolts into the frame of Rusty to hold him in place, and then releasing. See, now is released, and then the arms will swing away. The restraining bolts. Now, if we look here, that needs to be fixed. Okay, maybe we'll do just a little bit of fixing. Why can't we select anything? There it goes. Something with the history was being feisty. There. And now it should be correct. So for this to work, we would make little sockets, so holes with the bottom. So it's a socket for these not not even threaded. It doesn't need to be threaded. It just needs to be a nice close fitting hole for these bolts to fit into. On Rusty's the side of Rusty's mouth or jaw. That'd be jaw, I guess. Right here. Right here in the model. Whoops, we can go big. We can bigify. So right there and there. Okay. Go into the side. Lock the jaw into place. So be supported at the jaw and underneath the head. Right here. And then when we want to deploy the Rusty, the bolts would come out. So let's animate it here. Unlocked, and then the arms would swing away because there'd be one of these on each side. The arms would swing away from the side, out past the shoulder. Yeah, I like it. Or they could swing just a little bit, and then the frame could retract behind the neck. That would also work. And now I really want to make this in reality. I think this will be great. Just a nice little restraining system. Let's do the bolt group. In fact, let's select both of them. I love it. All right. We're gonna use this as our, let's get the thumbnail here. Ta-da! Bam. I'll remember to clip that. Clip it. Let's see. Replay buffer. There we go. There, now I'll clip it easier. And basically just this little animation. Complete with the sound effects. It'll be nice. I don't think I can do both scenes and then have it do it at the same time. But anyways. Do another one. We shall save. Make sure we're at frame 1 so we don't mess anything up. And we're done. All right. And I think we are just going to hop offline. Yes, we are just going to hop offline because I need to get some sleep. See you all tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Wednesday. See you all Wednesday. I doubt I'll have a mock-up of this by then, but it's an intriguing idea. Maybe I'll have a mock-up. There we go. I'll have a mock-up of this. Some cardboard cutouts for Rusty's Rusty's neck. All right. Catch y'all later. Bye.